Of course, Donald Trump's good friend, Bill O'Reilly, is going to be on his side and be like, why do we need to release anything? There's nothing to release. Relax. It's all nothing, yada, yada, yada. We went from, we got to expose these pedophiles to, come on, are we still talking about this?
I talked to President Trump man to man, eye to eye, on St. Patrick's Day about this and the Kennedy files and the King files. It was all one conversation. And he said, and I agree, there are a lot of names associated with Epstein that had nothing to do with Epstein's conduct. They maybe had lunch with him or maybe had some correspondence for one thing or another. If that name gets out, those people are destroyed. Because there's not going to be any context. Media doesn't care about context. So you can't do that. You can't destroy human beings by putting out the files, whatever they may be. But you certainly can have Attorney General Bondi say, this is what we know, and, we're going to protect the innocent, and he's a heinous individual. In that press conference, sitting next to Pam Bondi, should be Merrick Garland, the Attorney General under Joe Biden, who had these material for 4 years. 4 years, Biden had it. Yeah, you don't hear that from the left, do you?
There's a lot of people that could be caught up in there that shouldn't be caught up in there. There might be a name or two that we don't want associated with the Epstein world. I mean, it could ruin somebody's life if their name got out there. But we're talking about the client list. We're not talking about a list of people who had a fucking cup of coffee with the guy. We're talking about the client list. And I love how he says Merrick Garland should be sitting next to him, but not Bill Barr. Because remember, Epstein was arrested in, June or July of 2019? Which means Trump originally had the information, and Trump's Justice Department originally had the information for a year and a half at the end of his first term. Don't hear that out of the right, do you? Yeah, I don't like the fact that Joe Biden didn't release this information either, but Joe Biden's never been associated or even rumored to have been associated with Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump has been. Donald Trump was referred to by Jeffrey Epstein as a good friend. Donald Trump's the one that wished Ghislaine Maxwell well when she was arrested. And right now, Donald Trump has the power to share with the world who was on that list. But he won't, because he is most likely on that list. Don't give me this bullshit about there are a bunch of names on there that wouldn't have been associated with them, so they would have just had their lives ruined. You guys didn't give a fuck about that when you ruin lives on the left and right? I mean, you're talking about Donald Trump, a guy that claimed that Ted Cruz's father was involved with the assassination of JFK. Now all of a sudden you guys want to protect innocent lives? Get fucked, you old dick. You're protecting your buddy who's covering his ass so that the world doesn't see the evidence that he's a fucking pedophile.